It's the 805 Post Show. Thank you for sticking around. We had a great day today at the Lexus Pipe Challenger presented by Billabong. Got through the round of 64. We had some exciting performances. Conditions changed, but surfers adapted. And they adapted in a big way as we fly by the shores of Ehukai, Kaipo Guerrero, Ross Williams, Mitchell Salazar. Mitch, I like it that we got through the whole round.
I do too. I think it was the right call today, and especially, you know, heat 10, 11 started to get a bit windy right there with the Kona winds, and it was tricky, but guess what? We got more than 15 points in the last heat by Shion Crawford, so he went out there and proved a point that you can still get excellent scores.
Yeah, I was going to say that, Ross. I mean, the conditions and certain surfers really stepped up.
Yeah, you had to be glass half full guy. You know, it's tough to convert from barrels to airs, and Backdoor is shallow, and you know there's a little bit of navigating with some of those sketchy ramps. But Shion had the magic.
Shishi boy, 3 7s in his heat, just took control of the lineup, just like a North Shore local would right here.
Yeah, Shion, you know, he's so frothy. He's really, it's contagious. You can feel his energy. You know he's going to go out there and give it 100%. And I'm glad that he found a couple ramps because Shion secretly is a really good aerialist.
He sure is. And you know what? It all pays off, Mitchell. Cranking Fortnite, grinding karage chicken. That's how you fuel a super surfer like Shion Crawford.
You can't forget about the beef jerky either, bro. He went out there and made sure that he was prepared with the protein and, you know, throwing away a 717 right here too, but he improved with this one, got the rotation at the end, and we're basically talking dry reef right there at the end of Backdoor and Ain, so great work by Shishi Boy starting off his campaign right here at the Lexus Pipe Challenger.
Yeah, I like what I see, big future, and in the conversation, you know, he's already made a quarters, Shion has, on the Challenger Series this year. So in this conversation, that good result at Pipe.
Yeah.
Get it done in Steeltown over at Newcastle, Shion Crawford.
Danger, man. So shout out to Kaio, Shion's mom, because she makes this food you guys are talking about. The karage chicken was like a Japanese fried chicken, right? Let's talk about it for a second.
Yeah.
And the crispy beef jerky.
Bro.
Kaio, you're a beauty.
Yes.
Hey, I want this to go viral. Some of the best beef jerky in the entire world, thinly sliced, air dried, spiced to perfection. Kaio Crawford, look it up. Beef jerky.
Oishi.
Oishi is very delicious. Ono in Hawaiian. Let's hear from Shion Crawford with that lead in.
Thanks, Kaipo. I was actually feeling Shion in as I was listening. I was like, oh, your mum's getting a shout out now. Give us a breakdown of your mum's food.
Thanks, Crip. I like it. Yeah. Pretty stoked. Yeah, she's a good cook. Karage chicken, Gentil.
He came up to me and said, yeah, I'm just cruising. And I was like, cruising, doing massive punts out in the surf. Obviously, game plan changed if you're the first heat of the morning to now. But you just made it look so fun. Everyone's been frothing on these air winds for the rights.
Yeah, I loved it when the wind's into the right, so I could just like launch a couple airs. And yeah, I found a little tube too, so that was fun. So yeah.
And tell me, obviously it would have been pretty hard to watch yesterday, just pumping waves coming through, especially through the afternoon, but all of your friends just absolutely killing it yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I watched a whole like contest on the beach where I was like, yeah, everyone was getting sick once. So I was like, oh. And then I looked today and I'm like, wow, looks, it was kind of, yeah, weird. It was weird out there, but I got a couple, so. But yeah, hopefully the next, heat will be firing. I don't know, we'll see.
And also in my ear, they were chatting, you know, a big result here means you're going to get a big result in Newcastle, which means you're actually potential for qualification. I was speaking to Lobby about this. I'm curious with you too, Shion. Is this something you think about? Is it in the back of your head, or you just kind of want to showcase what you can do at Pipe?
I just want to just surf right now and just make a couple heats, honestly. Like, I really want to make tour too, but like right now I'm just going to try to get in this contest and then rage if I win, and then go to Newcastle and then do my best there. And if it happens, it happens, you know, like eventually I'll be there. So yeah.
Love it. Thank you, Shion. Enjoy the 805 post show.
All right. That's right. Yeah. Hey, the heat's just keep on getting better. Here's around the 32. Seth Moniz, George Batar, Lobby, Liam O'Brien, Ross, and Shion Crawford.
some good competitive minds right there. It just gets tougher. You know, the deeper you go in a contest, everyone's real sharp and they know how to put a heat together. So it'll be a nice test for Shion. And that's the real learning curve for these younger surfers, is to put the mental part with the talent.
Yeah, and this is a clutch event, you know, stop number 6 on the Challenger Series, Mitchell. So some of the, you know, our top seeds, you know, had to perform here. Some came a little bit short.
Yeah, they did.
You know, in heat number 2 of this round, we had, you know, a top performer in the way of Mateus Herdy, not getting through that heat with Morgan Siblick, Jackson Bunch, and Finn McGill.
Finn McGill lost out too, who was actually one of my favorites to go all the way into this event, especially with the way the format works, 4 people out there. I felt like Morgan Siblick kind of set the standard for the morning, honestly. Had a couple of 7s, he went out there, did his thing, but this was actually the best wave of the heat kaipo in the 8s for JB. Actually, excuse me, this is a back of the 2. So this was early on, and then under pressure, he was able to get the 8.5 afterwards. Very impressed with him riding the back door on the backside kipes. Well done by JB.
Yeah, making Snake proud. And then it was the Nova Castro, and Morgan Siblick found this one a drainer, Ross.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, we were talking about Finn, when you know the reef so well, sometimes it can go against you, you know, because you're having expectations. And Morgan was the opposite. He went out there and just started catching waves. And he got into a rhythm. We use that word all the time, but sometimes, you know, when you have first priority and an A-frame comes your way, that's the rhythm that we're talking about, and he felt it in that heat.
Well, those 2 through to the round of 32. That was exciting. You can see how nice the conditions were early in the morning with offshore wind. There's the numbers for you. Really consistent, a lot of consistency by Morgan Siblick.
Yeah, and a big loss right there for Mateus as well. He's in the top 10. He's already made the final at the U.S. Open, so now he's going to have to head into Newcastle needing an event result over there and potentially a win too, Kaipo. I mean, we still have a lot of top seeds that made it through today, and with the difference in rounds and points, the formatting here at Pipeline is completely different to any other season we've seen on the Challenger.
Yeah, we start off with that locals round, right? And we start off with 20 locals. Now we're down to just 3 out of that locals round that we started out with, still in as we look to the round of 32, Ross.
A lot of talk about Benji Brand, and rightly so, especially if we have another big day at Pipe. You know, he could take this whole event out, and I think we would all be really happy, wouldn't we? Because he's really humble, and he's mellow, and he's quiet, and he's so good out here. So he's kind of the guy to watch out of that top 10 that made it.
Yeah. On the CT side, we got to watch Barron Mamiya. Barron Mamiya, 2-time pipe champion, right? He came up in heat number 4 this morning, and Barron Mamiya put on a show, but who stole the show was actually Lucas Silveira. Here's Barron.
Yeah, the 8-point ride right here for Backdoor Barron, as we call him. I mean, 2-time pipe champ, as you've been calling it. But, I mean, I was very impressed with Lucas the other day during the free surf. He was one of the standouts. Of course, you know that somebody like Barron is going to go out there and at least get one good wave, and he did. And props to him for navigating the lineup. As Ross has said, you get into a rhythm out there and you just find your consistency. This, to me, was extremely impressive, Ross, that drop.
Yeah, he wasn't exactly in the right place, but he made a great score out of it by dragging and sliding those fins and handling it. That was really kind of a wild ride, but he got a good score out of it. I think it was a high 7, and then backed it up. But this was actually a huge score. The judges really liked how deep he was in that small barrel.
Yeah, 8.5, and the Brazilian camp exploded in the Red Bull athlete zone. Silveira, Mamiya, on to the round of 32.
Props to Lucas Cassidy, too. He put on a good show out there, a couple of 7s. He was scared yesterday. I mean, he was actually doubting whether or not he was going to paddle out. Bronson Mady out there had a couple of 4s, but I just think that Lucas Cassidy, with his age, he's still a teenager. There's a lot more to go for him, but both Backdoor and Lucas moving through right there into the round of 32.
Yeah, look forward to that stuff right there. You know, and what I'm looking forward to also, you guys, is picking apart what we have on the forecast. I'm going to pick your brain, Ross, what do we have going on with our Surfline forecast. One thing we know, we got big waves coming again.
Yeah, there's lots of big waves. Yeah, a lot of Kona winds too, though. We have all these storms, which is great because it's producing energy. It's creating a lot of big swells, like you said, Kaipo, but it's also dumping on top of us. And these weak fronts, they cut off the trade winds. And so now we're subjected to kind of waking up and seeing how bad these southwest winds will be. There is a couple days in the middle of the rest of the waiting period we have where it goes slack.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to lean hard on those days.
We're going to be, and for us on the broadcast and for the surfers, we are going to have to be able to activate immediately,
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah, no, 100%. I feel like tomorrow could even potentially be a run day too. Like surfers need to be prepared to go first thing in the morning. Thursday, obviously, right now with the next 4 days looks like a very obvious day. But I mean, it's the Pacific Ocean we're talking about. This changes every single day, multiple times a day, Kipes.
Yeah, especially with the cutoff lows that
Right.
Ross was talking about, and how it's super hard to predict wind, you guys. And so we're just hoping for those slack winds and get through it. We've had some highlight moments. We've had 3 great days of competition.
Yeah.
Let's look at the highlights for today at our top 5 moments of the day. Starting off with the French movement. That's right. Charlie Quevant, Jorgen Kuzne, Team France came up and blew it up, both advancing into the round of 32.
Yeah, très bien. I know a little bit of French, très bien. I know it is Hawaiian language month though, but yeah, they did put it together, and you see Hasagor has some really hollow waves. They can get some reps over there, some really good tube running, and it showed.
I love the way Jorgen was able to compete out there. He seemed commanding in the lineup, knew his positioning very well. And of course, I think the use of priority, the element of priority today when the cleaner conditions were available were huge. Capo, I love that takeoff under the lip from Jorgen. So he was one of the 2 in that same heat right there. But then Kauli Vaast was also able to get things done earlier in the day.
And Sammy Pupo in that heat eliminated in his first showing in the round of 64. So Pupo gonna have to make it up over stop number 7 in Newcastle. Number 4, number 2 in the world, Griffin Colapinto. This is the stuff we expect from Griff.
These are good waves for Griffin because he has the type of surfing where he's a great barrel rider, but he'll also look for a real juicy ramp. So he's not afraid to sort of change with the conditions, but he still found some cover time. And that was a theme today. We kept talking about the onshore wind and maybe some turns or airs, but at the end of the day, tubes were the winner.
Yeah. And Griffin Colapinto confident, having fun with the whole thing, feeling it out. Number 3, Kauli Vaast, the high heat of the day for the gold medalist. Beautiful at Backdoor, Mitch.
Yeah, 16.03, 8.2, and a 7.83, and both of his waves were at the Backdoor, as you said, and really under pressure right here with this wave. If he wasn't going to complete it, he was going to miss out on advancing, and it's a necessary performance from him. Already has the win over there in Ediseta, the final in Newcastle, and at least a round of 32 guaranteed right here at Pipe.
Made Jeremy Flores really happy.
Watch out for Coach.
And Joan Duroux as well. So great day for France. Tia Zabrowski was on the beach supporting Kauli Vaast, and he moves on. Number 2, Taro Watanabe came back in this heat, pure excellence.
Yeah, this was really fun. We were doing this heat with John Paizel in the booth, and you know, he dug a little bit of a rail, and I just, nothing made me happier than to give Paizel shit about that. But that was a wild ride right here. Watch him get clipped right in his tailbone, and he's just this is Ian Gentil, refuses to fall. Beautiful tube ride, very exciting.
9.47 for Gentil, turns the heat right at the end. He's on to the round of 32, along with Taro Watanabe. That was a great showing. Number 1 moment, Mikey McDonagh came through, rode a big 6.6 from his quiver, and got a 9.5.
Yeah, the big kid out of the Gold Coast. Props to him, man. I mean, he charged when he needed to, and this was right when the wind was switching to. That was a huge wave at that moment as well with the onshore wind, and Mikey in need of a result. Advances, takes away the win, and the best score of the event so far, guys.
Yeah, advanced on into the round of 32 with Nolan Raposa. Great day. Hey, we got it done. We got through a whole round. I thought there was some outstanding things in that round. Changing conditions. Final thoughts, Ross.
Yeah, I liked it. It was fun. It's a neat day because it went from perfect backdoor, like just 10 out of 10, to all of a sudden really challenging, like beach break conditions. So we got a little bit of everything today.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you to everybody that showed up and really performed, you know, in all different kinds of conditions, whether it's big yesterday, perfect this morning, as Ross said, and people went out there and were optimistic in the afternoon, got the job done, and it's never always going to be 100%, but you do have to give your 100% every single time you paddle out, Kipes.
That's right. Thank you, guys, and enjoy the end-of-day highlights. Tune in to WorldSurfLeague.com for all the updates. 7:15 local time with the call for a possible 8 a.m. start. Aloha, it means goodbye. Bye.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.